Okay, so these are problems 5 through 10 on the Chapter 2 practice test. These are dealing with function notation and seeing if you know how to plug values into the functions and get a value output. So you're putting input in and getting out an output. Anyways, so they're giving you two different functions here. We have f of x. I don't like that color. So they have f of x equals 2x minus 5, and then they have g of x equals the absolute value of negative 3x minus 1. So in your problems here, you have some that have the f of x and some that use the function g. So like number 5 is using the f, 6 is using the f, 8 is using the f, and 9 is using the f. So for all those equations, you're going to use the f of x. And for the other ones, like 6, you got g of 2. So you're using the g, and you're using another g, and you're using a g in this one, and a g in this one. So now that we got all those kind of mapped out, let's start with number 5 here. This one says f of 3. Now you're going to use this f of x equation here to be able to solve this. So we know that f of x equals 2x minus 5. I got that from right here. So what this input says is take this 3, and anywhere you see an x, you're going to also put that 3 there. So f of 3 equals 2 times 3 minus 5. And then we got f of 3 equals 2 times 3 is 6. And then minus 5. And then f of 3 equals 6 minus 5 equals 1. So that would be the answer for number 5. It's as easy as that. Number 6, they're using both the f function and the g function. So you're going to bust both of them out. So we got f of 1 plus g of 2. Now the f function is the 2. Let's see. Should I solve these both separately? The f of 1 is the 2 times x minus 5. And then the g, maybe I should write that in a different color. The g is the absolute value of negative 3x minus 1. Okay, so for the f function, you're going to put the 1 in for this x. And for the g function, you're going to take this 2 and put it in for this x. So you're going to use the x values from the particular function and put them in. So for the f, you have 2 times 1 minus 5. And that is plus, let's see here, negative 3 times the 2 minus 1. Okay, so then let's just start simplifying and solving this. So 2 times 1 equals 2 minus 5 plus the absolute value of negative 3 times 2 equals negative 6 minus 1. And then we got 2 minus 5, which equals negative 3, plus the absolute value of negative 6 minus 1 equals negative 7. And then you have negative 3 plus the absolute value of negative 7 turns into a positive 7. And then negative 3 plus 7 equals 4 equals a positive 4. So that's the answer for number 6. Okay, let's make some room here. Okay, let's try number 7. So number 7 says g of 0. So the g function is this one. So we have the absolute value of negative 3 times x minus 1. So anywhere we have an x, we're going to put the 0 in here. So we have negative 3 times 0 minus 1. And that equals the absolute value of negative 3 times 0 equals 0 minus 1. And then 0 minus 1 equals negative 1. And then the absolute value of that equals a positive 1. So that's the answer to number 7. And let's make room for number 8. Remember, you can pause these videos, rewind them anytime you need to. I'm just going as fast as I can here. So g of 2 minus f of 0. So we need to use both the g and the f. So the g is negative 3x minus 1 minus the f function, which equals 2x minus 5. So we're going to take this 2 and put it in for that x, and then the 0 and put it in for that x. Okay, so we got negative 3 times 0 minus 1 minus 2 times 0 minus 5. And then negative 3 times 0 equals 0, so 0 minus 1. And then minus 2 times 0 equals 0, so we got 0 minus 5. And then the absolute value of 0 minus 1 equals negative 1. Minus 0 minus 5 just equals minus 5. And then absolute value of negative 1 equals 1 minus 5. So that equals a grand total of negative 4. So that's the answer for number 8. Let me double check that. Okay, then... Oh wait, did I make a mistake? 0, negative 1. G of 2. Uh-oh. I was supposed to put a 2 in for the x. Oh my gosh, why didn't you guys stop me? Let's go back. So this is wrong, this is wrong. Okay. So a 2 goes in for the x. So I'm supposed to put a 2 here. So negative 3 times 2 equals negative 6. Negative 6 minus 1 equals negative 7 minus 5. The absolute value of negative 7 equals positive 7 minus 5. And that equals 2. Okay, so that's probably better. So then let's do number 9. So we have f of negative 1 minus g of 3. So we need to use the f and the g function. So the f function is 2x minus 5. And the g function is g of 3 equals negative 3x minus 1. Okay, so we need to take this negative 1 and put it in for the x, and take this 3 and put it in for the x. So we have 2 times negative 1 minus 5. And then minus that by the absolute value of negative 3 times 3 minus 1. 2 times negative 1 equals negative 2. And minus 5. Minus the absolute value of negative 3 times 3 equals negative 9 minus 1. And then we have negative 2 minus 5, which equals negative 7 minus the absolute value of negative 9 minus 1 equals negative 10. And then the absolute value of negative 10 equals a positive 10. But then we got a negative on the outside. So that becomes negative 17. Woo! So that's number 9. And then let's try the last one here, number 10. So on 10, you have 2 times g to the negative 4. So we need to use the g function. So we got 2 times the g, which is negative absolute value negative 3x minus 1. And then we need to put the negative 4 in for here. So that's 2 times, I'll just take out the brackets. So negative 3 times negative 4 minus 1. And so you got 2 times the absolute value, negative 3 times negative 4, that equals a positive 12 minus 1. And then 12 minus 1 equals 11. And then the absolute value of 11 equals positive 11 times 2 equals 22. Yeah, so that is number 10, and that finishes that block. If you have any questions, make sure to come and see me in class. Go ask your friend, see me after school. Do what you need to do to make sure that you understand